What's up, this your boy G. I'm here with Slambango. Let me explain how I met Slambango. I went to Dixie Tavern, which is less than a mile from our TV studio, last Monday, about 8 days ago, to see the open jam, and we were going to get some friends together and meet there, which we did. And a couple of great bands come on the stage, which never happens more than one great band in a jam night, but then Slambango gets on stage, and just when we thought we had heard everything cool we could hear for the night, they come from left field with this monster rock and roll from hell, and just floored the place. Where did you guys come from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
All over the place.
Yeah. Well, we got together, Dave and I got the project together a couple years ago. Started writing songs, recorded a record, lost our drummer, looked for a new drummer, and after several auditions, we landed Bill. Started rehearsing and started playing out late last year, 2014.
So you've only been playing out for 6 months or so?
Less than that.
Less than
That's
Something
crazy.
like that. Yeah.
When you hear them, if you go to wherever they're playing around Atlanta, or wherever, how far do you guys tour?
We've got dates far north of the city, and we've got a couple dates far south of the city. So
If you're in the metro Atlanta area and you catch Slambango at a venue or at a music place, and just hold on to your hat because you're not going to believe what they do to the crowd. How long have you been playing guitar?
About 30 years.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's about it.
It shows 30 good years. And how long have you been playing drums?
About 36 years.
You had them subs thumping the other night. And bass?
oh gosh, since 9th grade, so 25 years, something like that.
So a collective 60-something years, basically, of rock and roll bliss.
Yeah, something like that.
Thank you very much for giving us the album last week. We've played it extensively, and we noticed that at least 2 or 3 of the songs were in your set from last Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the ones that I liked of your set, of all the music the most, is on your album. And it was actually recorded really good. And one of my complaints about Atlanta, and by the way, if this is your first time seeing me or hearing me talk about the Atlanta music scene, which is the best in the world, bar none, and recording studios, some of the best in the world are here. But for some reason, or that I don't know why, mixing and mastering is very difficult to get done properly here for I don't know what reason. But your album, where was it done?
I did it.
You did it.
I did it in my basement.
Which is located where?
Just at my house.
Here in Georgia?
In Dunwoody, yeah.
In Dunwoody, Georgia.
Yeah.
For those musicians and bands out there getting your albums recorded in whatever studios, I highly recommend you look them up and have them mix and master your albums because it's serious stuff. You serious?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I don't know what he does different than a lot of the mixing and mastering houses that can't seem to hit it out of the park, it was
We
great.
just threw some cheap mics in front of amps and around a drum kit and set the levels and rock out, that's it. Just
You're serious?
yeah.
The tracks are recorded at our practice space, and then Dave and I cut vocals in his basement. And
It's a serious album. I mean, it's a serious album. To come out with an album in Atlanta, Georgia, and have it be great amongst a lot of great albums that come out all the time, that's like an achievement. And you guys did it yourselves?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh boy. What kind of computer or recording equipment was it?
It was just a little 8-channel Alesis box that records all the tracks.
Yeah.
And then I dumped it up on my computer and then downloaded a free program from the internet. So I can't afford to buy
I can't believe
Pro
that.
Tools.
And
or
you're not
anything
messing
like
with me.
that.
They didn't pay you to mess with me? You're
No,
telling me the truth?
no, yeah.
This is nuts because I'm telling you, people are spending 10 grand here in Atlanta to have their stuff mixed and mastered, and it's coming out like choked chicken,
Yeah, I've heard it, yeah.
Now the recording studios that record it are world class, top notch, but for some reason, a lot of the people mixing and mastering them, they don't have whatever magic touch you had.
Thank you.
That was nuts.
Appreciate it.
Hey, if the shoe fits. Where are you originally from?
Around San Jose, California.
West Coast.
Yeah,
And that's where you first picked up your first guitar?
that's where I first picked it up, yeah.
What song were you listening to riding in the car with your parents or whatever happened and you heard it on the radio and were floored that made you want to pick up a guitar?
That'd be Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street. Something like that.
Just heard that the other day. Right, a great song, man.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sax.
Yeah, the sax
Nuts.
and the guitar
Oh
solo
yeah,
at the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
yeah. Right.
That's great
And,
stuff.
the other one was Fooled Around and Fell in Love with Elvin Bishop.
Oh yeah. This next song is for couples and couples only. What made you want to play drums?
Yeah, listening to a lot of great rock when I was still really young. I had a cousin turn me on to some stuff. I remember he threw on some AC/DC when I was like 8 years old.
Would that be the Hell's
Yeah.
Bells, Back in Black?
Yeah, no, that was before. That was before Back in Black. That was Dirty Deeds.
Done dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was immediately threw on some Rush, threw on some Maiden, all that great old stuff back in the mid-70s.
That's a pretty diverse two bands of rock and roll.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people don't. Neil Peart actually wrote their music, most of their stuff.
Yeah, he writes
He's some kind
all
of
the.
like mental genius.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's a real whiz.
Yeah,
He writes all their lyrics.
pretty good on the drums too.
Oh yeah.
What made you pick up the bass?
I don't really know. I started piano lessons when I was very young.
Cool,
but
cool.
I have a distinct memory when I was a small kid walking with my mom in the mall. We walked by when they used to sell TVs and they have TVs out
Yeah, yeah.
on display.
Yeah.
And a Kiss video was on. And it was it was from the 70s. And I remember stopping and my mother coming back. And I was mesmerized. And she said, "Oh no, you shouldn't watch that. Don't watch that." And I thought, I'm not
Yeah,
supposed
the
to watch
devil music.
this.
Yeah.
This must be where it's at.
Do you happen to know what song it was by any chance?
No, because I couldn't hear them. It was the visual that just struck me.
And they're all dressed up in their outfits.
Absolutely, all the kabuki makeup
And
and
this was
everything.
in the 70s. Peter Criss was still the drummer.
Yeah, it had to be late 70s because I vaguely remember. I was just a little kid.
Wow, now they're a marketing machine. The most,
Yeah.
they've earned the most money of any band in history by far.
Yeah,
Because Gene is pretty smart,
That's for sure.
a bass player.
yeah.
How did you two meet?
I was living in Boston, and
Massachusetts?
yeah, and I answered an ad for a guitar player. I knew I was moving to Georgia, and I answered his band's ad for a guitar player, and that was like 6 years ago. And I drove down here, and like a week after I got here, I was in his rehearsal space playing, and that was
Right.
it. And I joined the band like
You
right
guys
away.
knew
Yeah.
what you had. Was
Yeah.
he serious? He's not a typical normal guitar player.
Yeah, we knew that first off.
Yeah, to stand out in a we'll call it Atlanta, but in a Marietta club on guitar, you're good. And when I say good, I mean effing good. You know what I mean? Because this town has some serious guitar players here, and for him to have his own sound but still sound phenomenal, you must have knew you had a pot of gold.
Yeah, we got very lucky. We had auditioned a couple guys, and my drummer at the time said, "Hey, this guy from Boston's moving down here," and I said, "Yeah, right, whatever. Well, tell him to come on out." And I heard Dave down the hall. We walked down the hall. He loaded his gear in, and I heard a few notes, and I thought, "Oh, okay, this is
That's all it
different.
took.
This is different."
He has a unique sound.
Yeah.
And I didn't even hear him on his own rig because it was at a jam, but he still has his own unique sound. And to have your own unique sound on a guitar is not an easy accomplishment. You know what I mean? There's only a few guys in town that are really world class, but you know when you hear them a mile away who it is. Even when they're on other people's recordings, you know that's them. You have a unique sound. And I could spot you out anywhere. If you gave me 10 albums to listen to, I could tell you, well, you're on the second one and the eighth one, the fourth one, whatever. I would know where he was because he has that, there's something different about it, That recipe's a little different than the typical, I think I'm a badass guitar player, let me turn up a little louder, you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
really got some magic in his hands. Yeah. All right, so what was that band's name?
Model and Ash.
Model and Ash. And what happened with it?
It just sort of split up. We sort of fizzled out.
You
Lost
guys
our bass
wanted to stay
player.
together?
We intended perhaps on staying together, but we kind of went our separate ways for a little while. Dave got another project. I got in a cover band, and then sort of fate drew us back together a couple years ago, and we started.
Who called who and said, listen, I got something or whatever?
Dave called me.
And what'd you say?
said, let's do something, man. I mean, I told him I wanted him on bass.
Because you know him and love him and respect him and you know him and it's like, let's do
Shane's
something.
rock solid, and he's just such an even-tempered guy, and I'm sort of a sine wave of emotions, and he's just so even. At least on the outside, he is.
The inside is percolating and gurgling.
He's a sine wave on the inside, just like me. But he was a rhythm guitar player, lead singer in Model Nash, and when the bass player left, he picked up the bass one day, and I heard him play bass, and I went,
You should play bass.
metal note, Shane can play bass,
Yeah,
like badass. So
Yeah.
I told him I wanted him on bass. And
So you guys
picked
were at the mall one day and you lost your drummer. Did security ever find him?
I think another band found him.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward and how did we get to where we are today?
Well, the magic of Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Years ago, musicians would put out ads in the Creative Loafing, but
Yep,
that's
yep.
long
Still
gone.
remember that.
Yeah.
So we put out an ad for a drummer, and I think it took many, many ads, and at least, I was thinking about this on the way up here, at least 6 or 7 auditions. We had guys coming out, some better than others,
Mm-hmm.
and Bill just kept showing up. You guys getting together again? Oh yeah, I'll come out.
Remember what the ad said? That's what really caught my attention.
Oh yeah. So a friend of ours said, you need to spice up your ad. Don't just say, rock band needs drummer.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I said, okay, Motorhead meets Rush.
Motorhead meets Rush. I'll go with that. Yeah.
If Rush and Motorhead had a bastard child.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said I can do that. That
Yeah.
sounds like fun.
Yep.
Right on.
So
when
here we
was
are.
the first gig from when you got hired into the band? How long was it to the first gig?
Oh, it was a couple months at least. Yeah, I mean we practiced. Well, I kept showing up like you said. First, I auditioned a couple times, and once they gave me the gig full time, we practiced for a while. We practiced really. We're hammering it out, 2 or 3 times a week
Yeah.
for a couple months before
Yeah.
we had the first gig. But I mean, it clicked from the beginning. I mean, it was solid from the beginning. Even when I was just showing up for the first couple times, I think we were always solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like immediately it was just right there.
Like I got into a little bit, touch base on when we first started the interview. Last Monday night, there was a couple of bands that went up before you that were really phenomenal, and it's a rarity when you catch one at a local jam band. That's great. That stands out. And there was 2. There was rock funk soul band, I think they were, and then they had a blues band, and then we had you guys. What was going through your heads after you had to get up after those 2 bands? Anything or nothing? You didn't care because you knew you were going to go up there and do your thing.
We were ready to go. We were ready to go do our thing.
Roaring to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Didn't bother us.
You lit the place up. What was it like hearing that roar of the crowd?
Always fun.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Sounds great.
Intoxicating.
Right on. Where have you played around Atlanta so far, besides Dixie?
Well, let's see. We played Battle of the Bands at Sports Time in Duluth.
Okay.
We've done an open mic at a place called Abbey Road.
Okay.
We did another one at Motorhead's Bar and
Down in
Grill
Stockbridge?
in McDonough. Yeah.
McDonough, yeah.
Good old
Yeah.
days and coming.
Good old days.
Okay.
And Sports Time 2. We played New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We just played a Georgia Marathon road race. That was a gig at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I
Yeah,
think
right
I
on
saw
the
some
side of the
video
road.
clip from that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's
cool
fun.
watching all the
That's
runners
fun.
come
Yeah,
by
yeah, yeah.
and cheering as they run by. That was great.
That's cool.
A
A lot of
couple
thumbs
thousand
up.
people.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they're very
good.
enthusiastic.
Does that make you feel phenomenal or what?
It does.
Because
Yeah.
you know they're dead.
Yeah.
just to give you guys
Mile
something.
2, they were still energized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a
What-
lot of fun.
What's on the agenda for the rest of this year? What's the plan?
Gigs, and more gigs.
In town, or are you going to go out of town too?
Wherever will take us.
Wherever Lucy puts us.
Right on. Right on.
We met Lucy Pillar, and she's been great. She's done a lot of work for us and been booking shows and giving the band advice.
We really couldn't do it without her at this point.
Yeah, she's
I
been
mean, she's
fantastic.
really been.
The young lady they're
show.
referencing is actually, she goes back in rock and roll history. She's kind of like an icon that very few people know about outside of the major rock and roll world. And she's still helping people out musician-wise and still has her hands in many different pots helping some people. We met her, I don't took her in as family, and she took us in as family, and she's still doing her thing. And it's not surprising to me that she found you guys with so much talent. But what did surprise me is that I had never heard about you guys before Lucy brought you to my attention, and that's because I've been sleeping at the wheel apparently. But
She saw the debut of Slambango in Atlanta.
Yeah,
That was really the first time we
Yeah.
played. So
and she walked up to you and said hi,
she did.
and you had no idea who she was.
No, we
And
didn't.
by now you probably do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Yeah.
Kind of funny. Yeah, so you're going to be gigging all over the place, and your album is really, really hot, loaded with phenomenal music. Is there a plan for another album already, or are you going to let that one ride for a while?
There is. We're gonna get another album out as soon as we can.
Okay.
We've already got a few songs for it.
Couple, 2, 3,
How many, Shane? 4?
4?
Handful,
ones.
something like
Yeah,
that.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a nice little head start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We're just deciding whether I'm gonna record it again or we're gonna go to a studio.
Oh, no,
and
no,
get
no,
it
no,
done.
no, no. And, stick with what works.
Yeah.
In my opinion, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Go somewhere and get money for what?
Right.
Yeah, you know, yeah. And don't change equipment. Everything worked. Whatever you did, leave it alone. That's my opinion. You know, I don't know much about music, but my opinion is leave it alone. You know, if it's working. You know, yeah, that album's sick, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So maybe by the holidays, the next album will be out too.
Which holidays?
Oh, you're talking about like Christmas?
Christmas?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have an album name possibly yet?
No,
No, something. Maybe the next
Not
interview
yet.
when you guys come back, you'll have a name for it.
Mm.
maybe so, yeah.
Yeah, nice. And release it on an interview with us.
Maybe so. Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
If you could open for any band, who would it be?
Him. Band from Finland, metal band from Finland. Hands down. That'd be my choice.
Any band at all? Oh, I'd have to say Rush. Love those guys.
Go ahead, say Michael Schenker, it's okay.
All right. Michael Schenker's Temple of Rock.
You realize what shirt you're wearing?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I just wanted to run that by you real quick.
Yeah.
Schenker's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so 3 different groups. So it's gonna have to be a hell of a concert for you guys to open for all 3 of them one night, huh?
That's
Well,
no problem.
We're okay playing multiple nights.
Yeah,
Favorite
yeah.
venue if you could play anywhere in the world, whether it's the Acropolis or anywhere in the world, what would your dream venue be for you?
The Cow Palace in San Francisco.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Maybe Madison Square Garden.
I would have to say Madison Square Garden with the same setup Led Zeppelin used for the song
Oh,
Remains the
nice.
Same.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good answer.
And maybe also Red Rocks.
Okay.
Red Rocks would be cool, yeah.
I don't have to
thinking
say
that
it. I
too.
was biting my tongue.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
Yeah, the acoustics.
What about
there.
Pompeii, where Floyd recorded it?
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the Acropolis too. Forget about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some great venues. Your album now has been out for how long?
Oh,
Yeah.
3 months.
Something like
months?
about 3 months, yeah.
Mhm.
Has anybody picked it up here in Atlanta yet?
We sold some at gigs, yeah.
Any radio stations?
As far as radio stations here in Atlanta, not that I'm aware of.
What about the rest of the
Still
U.S.?
working on that.
Got a lot of airplay in the UK.
In the UK? London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a lot of other places in Europe, and didn't they hit like New Zealand and Australia
Yeah.
also?
So you're having a tough time getting on the radio here in Atlanta, but you're out all over the radio in Europe and London.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
all over the world, pretty much everywhere except for here in Atlanta.
Right.
And if you go tour for 2 years and become really big everywhere, then they'll want you
Yeah.
here all of a sudden. It's
Yeah,
crazy how that works.
Yeah.
Favorite guitar?
Flying V.
Gibson?
Yeah. Gibson. Gibson
Okay.
Flying V.
Favorite drums?
I've always been a Ludwig guy.
Well,
Had
from the old
Ludwigs.
days there with the,
Yeah,
them and Slingerland and Yamaha were the 3 great ones back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
it's true.
An old 70s Rickenbacker 4001.
Nice.
You ever gonna get one?
I have one.
You have one.
It's in the shop, actually.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to, when it's not in the shop, you ever get to really play it?
I did once, a long time ago, but I'm having it refurbished.
Nice.
Yeah, it needed serious work, so
That happens over the years, you know.
yeah.
Different different moisture and salt in the air and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do your shows, it's highly energetic. The music is room filling. There's nowhere to hide and escape from the music. And I know it's on purpose. What process happens upstairs to say, okay, let's melt their faces. You ready? On three. Like, what happens? Because you can't hide from the music. It reaches outside the front door, in the bathrooms. It's not, you know, it's music. And it's roaring like a V8 screaming down the highway.
Yeah.
You purposely write like that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the Slambango sound, you know.
It can't be easy to write like that.
Well, it takes a little bit of time to develop the songs. It also takes a little bit of finesse because there's only three of us, so we're conscious of that.
Which is which further proves my point. It sounds like there's 33 of them up there on stage and it's three guys. Powerful, powerful room-filling sound. Have you played in an outdoor venue yet?
We have.
Yeah, just this last week
weekend.
actually.
And how was that compared to being in a room?
Oh, it was loud. We got told to turn down.
Outside?
Outside.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
They made us turn down.
Just you or both? Everybody?
The whole band.
The whole
Everybody.
band was just screaming.
They
I
just
told
said,
them I couldn't
make
turn
it,
down.
make it less.
Where was this at?
Harley Davidson.
Harley
Davidson. Yeah.
So Harley Davidson.
We were louder than the motorcycles, so apparently. So.
You serious?
Yeah.
You heard that here first. I don't think that's ever happened in history before. Where at a Harley Davidson event outdoors, they asked the band to turn down because they couldn't hear the motorcycles. I love it. Only in the A. What's next? The album's coming this year. What's next for the band besides the album? What's your long-term goals?
Continuing to play shows, continuing to build a following, continuing to promote the name, get some name recognition, and just keep on keeping on. Push it as far as we can.
I noticed you guys had a little merch. I didn't get to go over there and see exactly what you had, but what do you have? T-shirts?
We got T-shirts. We got some little knickknacks, you know, cups and pens and stickers and stuff.
Any
like
hats
that.
or bandanas or anything?
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
Yeah, we can.
Not that yet.
But you got the T-shirts covered.
Yep, T-shirts.
Right on. So you're going to be gigging around Atlanta more now, and you'll go further out if the gigs come.
Absolutely.
Where would you want to go to first outside of Georgia?
Wow.
I like to go to Florida,
Yeah.
Where
I have
at?
to say.
Yeah.
like somewhere on the beach. I've never been to Florida.
What?
I've never been to Florida. I just got to Atlanta a few years ago.
He migrates slow.
Now everyone who knows me knows I love Atlanta, Georgia, but there's no place in the world like South Florida, which is everything under the Lake Okeechobee.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, if we could play like Fort Lauderdale or even I don't know, Miami would be cool, or even on the other side, we go to Tampa or something like that. Would be great.
There's some killer venues in Dade County, which is Miami, Broward
Yeah.
County, which is Fort Lauderdale, and then Lake Worthless, Lake Worth in Palm Beach County. There's some great clubs, music venues there that I think you guys would completely rock. There's a couple of biker places too. There's one in I think Cooper City, which is kind of next to Pembroke Pines. Forget the name of it, but I was there one night a couple years back, and they were screaming in there. It was great blues. There's some venues that you guys would do great at down there, and there's a lot of stuff in the Keys too, of course. Where else besides Florida?
Anywhere up the East Coast, out west.
God, all
Would you
over.
want to return back to the Boston area?
I'd love to.
This is what I'm doing now.
I got a lot of friends up there. I'd like to see us.
You're gonna need some liquid ice or dry ice for your face because we're gonna melt it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right on. So up and down the East Coast is where you want to start outside of Atlanta,
Yeah, that'd be the start. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you just want to slowly.
Work over to the west. Sure, love to do. You know, L.A., San Francisco, Seattle. Stop off at Houston in the middle, something like that. You know.
Did you think about going to South by Southwest? Have you thought about that yet?
Oh, thought about it. Maybe a little early for this past year, but
Next year, maybe.
definitely. Yeah.
It's a major marketing thing. You'll get in front of a ton of people if you can get out there. But there's Asheville, North Carolina. You could do similar thing in. There's a town, Columbia, South Carolina. Um, where else? Austin, of course. Have you made it over to Athens, Georgia yet?
Not yet.
We have not.
That might be a nice stop for you guys. Some college kids that like to get a little rowdy. Coming across you guys, you would blow their minds. You know, you'd be like space aliens to them. You know, they're listening to whatever on the radio. You know, you guys get up there and just you kill them. You know, class the next day. Oh my God, you gotta go see this guy. You know, Athens might be a good stop for you guys.
Yeah, I think so. It's on the
Absolutely.
list.
When you heard the album for the first time, when it was done, and it was done, what'd you think?
I sat in front of that mixer for
Ever?
probably 50 hours per song. So I mean, I sat for it took me months.
Yeah, it was a few
It
months.
took me a long time to finish it. So I was just worn out, you know. I was worn out. What did you think?
I
You
wasn't
sort of heard it as it was developing
right.
too.
We would do test mixes and
It's so hard to judge when you're standing so close to the
yeah.
thing, you know.
My test for a record, anytime I've recorded, is to put it on the cheapest, crappiest little stereo you can find, and if it sounds okay there, then you know it'll sound good on almost anything.
And everyone's car too, because they're going to be completely different
yeah,
radios and
yeah.
stereos in different cars.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
car.
That's a good indication too.
You can sound good in an elevator.
That's right.
What did you think the first time you heard it?
I thought it was awesome.
You guys knew you had something, right?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It's kind of like it's only a matter of time kind of deal. It's just got to get in front of the right pair of ears, and then I can't imagine you guys not taking off when that thing gets in front of the right eyes and ears. It's a slam dunk album. You know, no pun intended. Slam dunk.
Thank you.
The name, where'd it come from?
That's Dave.
Yeah, I thought it up years ago. It just kind of came to me. I was thinking of something that conveyed kind of energy and sort of reckless abandon, sort of a carefree.
Vibe.
Yeah, just slam bang and go. You know, just combine the three words into one.
Slambango. Nice.
Names
When you
are so
looked it
hard
up,
to
of
come
course,
up with.
no one had it.
No one
yeah.
had it. I
Yeah.
went out and snatched it up everywhere. You know.
Right on. Speaking of snatching it up and everywhere, you guys have a website?
We do.
Absolutely. Slambango.net.
Slambango.net. And you have any social media? You guys on Facebook?
We're everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Facebook, Reverb Nation.
Bandcamp. This and that. all
Twitter?
these- Twitter.
We have a Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
We need to tweet more.
Once a day is good. Twice a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the social media thing treating you guys?
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
People responding nice?
Good. Yeah.
They look you up after your shows, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh man, that was
yeah.
incredible last night. That I can imagine everyone's going, that was unreal.
Yeah, get a little bump after each show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like Monday night? When you were getting down from stage, everyone's like, "Oh my God, that was great! That was great!" After you'd already seen and witnessed what you'd seen and witnessed, I'm gonna assume you heard the first opening music,
We did.
which I missed, but I heard all about it. It was one of those phenomenal things that he's known for.
Yeah.
So you went through that. You went through that other band. Then you went through the other guys from Michigan, and then you guys come down, and everyone's, "Oh my God, that was great! That was great!" What did that feel like?
It always feels great. You know, it feels great to turn on a crowd.
And that venue is a special venue. You know, it's the house that launched Zach. You know, he's got like 10 Grammys now or whatever it is. Some
Right,
ridiculous
yeah,
amount
Zach
of Grammys.
Brown, yeah.
Mm.
So it's special room, special stage, decent system, real good system. You know, sound guy's pretty good. You know, everything's solid there. I'm sure you wish you were on your own gear, but I mean, you still floored the crowd. It's just nothing for you guys, right?
Well,
Yeah.
That's our job.
it always means
Yeah.
something.
When's your next gig?
It is the 11th of
April
April.
11th.
Where at?
That's Sweetwater.
Mm.
Sweetwater in Duluth.
Sweetwater Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
In Duluth, Georgia. On April 11th? What time you go on?
I think 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Well, that's a pretty late start. You're going to get, was it Friday or Saturday night?
Saturday.
Should be a Saturday.
You're going to run late. Just
Yeah.
crank it and run it.
Crank I
Yeah.
can run it all night.
We're last, so we're gonna blow the doors off.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. If you could say a special message to your fans, what would it be?
We love the fans. We love them. We appreciate every one of them. We love to hear from them. We love to talk to them and play the music for them and rock them.
That's why we do it. You
For
know,
fans.
the fans are why we do it. I mean, there's nothing better than getting up there and playing your heart out, and playing your soul out, and really feeling it inside you, and knowing that you played really well, and just you can see it in their eyes, you can hear it when they're cheering for you.
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
That's just the
Absolutely.
best.
I would say thanks for coming, thanks for supporting us, and keep coming out and bringing friends.
And if they're not your fans yet and you wanted to send them a message to invite them into your world, what would that be?
We're something different and unique. You know, you don't hear stuff like what we sound like.
Preach it, brother. They are
You don't-
certainly different, unique,
You
and
don't
unique.
hear a Slambango sound every day. So we're just something a little different. We don't quite fit into
Any niche.
any niche or any
Yeah.
genre. We don't sound like people say, "Who do you sound like?" I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know what
no.
to tell them.
Slambango.
I just don't know what to tell them.
No,
Who we
Slambango.
sound
You don't
like.
sound like nothing. Yeah, no.
We really don't. We just sound like ourselves, and
A wall of
Might
serious sound.
take a little while to get into it, but once you do, you'll catch it. You know.
What would you say to new people that aren't in your world yet, but you'd love to have in your
Yeah,
world?
yeah. If you're looking for something new and something different, and you're maybe tired of the same old thing, just give us a try. You know, if you like rock and roll, if you like to hear, you know, screaming guitar and thumping drums and bass, you know, some good vocals, come out and see us. Give us a try, because we're not like all those other bands.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I'd say we're rooted in a classic rock sound, but with a new twist.
Most certainly. Cranked
And
up twist
Yeah, it's best heard loud.
and live. But the
Absolutely
album's
live.
phenomenal. Yeah, but live. It was interesting for me because you sang most of the songs, and at some point you came and sang track 3 from the album. I believe it was. This was your first one you sang. And then you came a little bit more later on and sang another song. And did you sing one together maybe? Yeah,
So,
yeah. Back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that like for you guys as individual musicians, knowing you can count on the other one, he'll be there?
It's a wonderful feeling of comfort to know that you're not the only singer. But also one of the reasons we fashioned the songs the way we did and fashioned this project the way we did was without a typical front man.
Yeah.
We have 2 singers, and we
Yeah.
figured let's use them.
Have you thought about adding another person to the group at all? In any position?
It's come up in conversation a few times, but right now I think we're really, really comfortable with the
Oh,
lineup.
most
the way it
certainly.
is.
Yeah, it's a serious mix in the bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Why throw paprika in there? You know, it's a serious mix already.
right.
It's working.
I think we fill it out pretty well with just
Oh.
the 3 of us.
Oh yeah, definitely. There would have to be some special person to join you guys and do something as special with them there than before they got into the picture. It would be some serious person. No name for the new album yet. Do you have a theme? Do the songs have a theme yet?
I think we're still in an early stage. Yeah, no theme just yet.
Is there anything we might be able to hear a sample of if we come to your gig on the 11th?
There's one brand new song that wasn't recorded that we've been playing.
What's the name of
It's
it?
called Wind Me Up.
Wind Me Up.
Yeah.
Did you sing that one?
He sings
He
that.
sings it? Okay, alright. You didn't play it Monday, did you?
No.
Okay. Sounds new, yeah.
Yeah, cool song. Cool
Alright,
song.
I'm
Really.
looking forward to hearing it. I'm
high
gonna try to
energy,
get out
cool
there
song.
and see that show. Cause you'll be on your own equipment, which is much different than the equipment at a jam. Even though it's all great stuff up there, it's just not the same as your own stuff
Right.
that you know inside out, you know. You've slept with in the back of a van driving down the highway and hugging it, you know, it's different, you know, than being on someone else's gear.
Absolutely.
On that note, do you wanna give any shout outs to any manufacturers?
Andrews Amps and Dunwoody. Absolutely the best tube amps I've ever heard and played. I own 2 of them.
Andrews Amps in Dunwoody, Georgia.
Yep. Jeff
Nice.
Andrews is the guy.
Jeff
and,
Andrews, okay,
And he's I own 2 of his amps, and his stuff is fabulous.
amazing.
Great.
I'm still banging on my Ludwigs. Love those. Ludwigs Zildjians,
Old school.
Promark, old school, but they made them right, so
Oh yeah.
best.
Yeah.
No manufacturer, but a guy in Locust Grove whose name is Jerry Lucas does all my guitar work, and he is absolutely excellent.
Locust Grove, Georgia.
Yeah.
Jerry Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Jerry Lucas. Thanks for making Locust Grove have something else going on there.
That's right.
Not much going on in Locust Grove. It's a great place though. Actually, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
So the 11th is your next gig, and then what's after that?
It's something on the 17th, I think.
17th, and then
Is that
Yeah.
right?
So that'll be a Friday night. The next Friday
I
after
think
that.
so. Yeah. We
So
have
it's
had
hard
a
to
change of
keep 'em
venue
all-
for that
It's hard
night.
to keep them all straight.
Yeah.
And then there's something planned for we're at Motorheads in McDonough in May, and then we've got another date, and at least one date in July and one in August already booked.
I think. How are they with your volume? Pretty cool, right? Motorheads.
Motorheads?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got no complaints there.
yeah.
They still have the stage to the right of the hallway where the restrooms are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Green wall, I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
Good setup.
Haven't been there in a couple, 3 years, but it was a cool place. Nice
Yeah.
staff. Really cool staff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Pretty laid back.
And it's much bigger place than you think it is.
It is.
Goes all the way around. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They got a horseshoe shape.
Yeah. Nice. Has anyone from back home gotten to hear the album yet?
Back home where?
Boston.
Yes. Yeah. My friend Kevin Gilligan, he's in a Tribal Wisdom, or I think that's the name of the band. He's got a new band that's coming out. It's really good.
And did you send him up your album?
Yeah. We always throw stuff back and
What do you
forth.
say?
He loves it. He
Yeah.
loves it. He was
Jamming to
very
it.
supportive.
Yeah, nice. What about California? Anybody have it?
I don't think so.
You got to get to a few people out there.
I don't know. I got a buddy named Vern Anderson out there.
Get
Haven't
him one.
talked to him in a long time
Put
though.
that album on the West Coast. You never know.
He's
Stranger
busy.
things have happened. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from right here in the ATL,
Okay.
on the south side.
All right.
Originally from New York,
Where?
Manhattan. But
New York City boy with a country
Yeah.
cowboy hat.
well,
Yeah,
family
love-
moved down here when I was still pretty young, anyway.
Nice. You originally from Boston?
Yes, San Jose.
San Jose, California. That's where you're born.
Yeah. No, I was born in Pittsburgh.
He's been everywhere. This guy travels.
He's
a
from
lot.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
He's a gypsy.
I went from Pittsburgh down to Stony Brook, New York, and then I moved out to California and spent some time there, and then down to Louisiana, and then lived down there for a few years, and then up to Baltimore, Maryland, and that's where I first started the first Slambango, but it didn't really get off the ground, and then I moved up to Boston and released the first Slambango album up there with Kevin Gilligan, and then moved down here and met these guys.
Nice.
And resurrected Slambango again. So I've been having this vision for a long time, and it never really came together until recently
It never dies.
as a
either.
band.
How many years would you say did it take?
Close to 10.
Yeah, because they say it takes 10 years.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing what we do for about 10 years now, and it's a long, hard fight, Long, hard fight.
You just can't give up.
No.
You just got to keep going.
Keep swinging, yeah, definitely. So now the band's finally where you've pictured it this whole time.
Yeah.
So now that you have success with the first album, it's a great album. It's done masterfully, really. I mean, it was recorded excellently, and the songs come across like they do live, but I don't want to use the term more in control. You can tell a lot of work went into them, though. They sound dynamite. And usually these days, if a band sounds great on stage, you know their album's gonna suck for some reason or another. And your album is great. So it's like, and then you're great on stage, even on other people's equipment. So it's like, there's something there. You stand out. I don't know if you know that.
But we certainly try.
It's magic.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to hear you guys on your own gear. I'm telling you, I'm gonna flip.
Yeah, you're gonna
And-
love it. Sound different.
One of our executive producers here, I brought the album one day. We were doing some work, and they kept trying to steal it. Keep it. And where's the cover? We can't find the cover then they figured I'd say, oh, I'll keep the disc. I don't want it to get scratched on the way home. You know, that's what they think because I'm funny about my music. And I was like, I know you guys will find it. We're only in the truck. We didn't go nowhere. You know, we're in the truck all day, so it's here in the truck with us. It's not like it, went out the window. So they finally found it and I got it back. But I had to wrestle it back from them. They wanted their own, so we're gonna have to get them one. Maybe
Yeah,
sign it for
yeah.
them and
Sure.
say, here you go.
Sure.
You don't have to steal. Geez, here's your own.
I like to
Funny
give a
where
shout
that
out to
came
my
from.
daughter who did the artwork on the album.
Okay,
Her name's Michaela.
Michaela, nice
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
And where's she at?
She's
Here in
up in
Georgia?
up in Rhode Island at school.
Rhode Island,
Yeah.
in college.
Yeah, in college.
Where
yeah.
at?
RISD.
RISD.
Rhode Island School of Design.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, when she graduate?
A couple years.
Couple years.
Yeah.
And her name is
Michaela Dawson.
Shout out to Michaela Dawson up in Rhode Island, and keep rock and roll alive up there. They have some great rock clubs up there.
They do.
I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but there's 3 or 4 or 6 maybe good clubs in Rhode Island. One of the ones was the Fire one,
Great one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
wow.
got some great
That's
clubs there, some
terrible.
great venues. There's a couple of them that are close to the convention center that are really good. I can't remember their names, but there's some good ones there. So if you make your way up the Eastern Seaboard, you got to go through Rhode Island.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure she'll be front and center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right on. On that note, is there any other family members you want to say hello to?
My wife Michelle, who supports me through all this BS I put her through.
Oh, my wife Rain. Yeah, definitely
Rain.
Rain.
Cool. Nice.
Well, since we're thanking the wives, better thank my wife Katie for also putting up with this enormous amount of BS
Yeah.
that is the music business. So
Riding in the back of the car, you're young, mom or dad's driving. What's the first song you remember hearing on the radio?
my dad was a huge bluegrass fan, so undoubtedly it was something by Bill Monroe.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, my parents didn't listen to a lot of music. I had to break away from the parents to get to music. It wasn't until I found, friends and cousins and other relatives more my age. But first rock and roll I heard was definitely there was Queen. I remember Queen, early Queen.
News of the World Today is one of the
yeah.
greatest albums ever.
AC/DC, Judas Priest, Kiss, Rush, Zeppelin, all those great rock bands from the mid-'70s.
I remember hearing Love to Love by UFO. That's the first song that really grabbed me on the radio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
thought it was Led Zeppelin though. For years I thought it was Led Zeppelin.
You didn't know.
I didn't know
You
who it
found out
was.
later. Like, oh my god, all this time I thought it was.
I couldn't find the Zeppelin album that was on,
Yeah.
Kept buying more and couldn't find it.
How many albums did you end up with Zeppelin's?
All of them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. They got a new one out, just came out.
I never heard it.
The new Physical Graffiti remix thing
Yeah.
or whatever.
Remastered,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
40th
40-year
anniversary.
anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been out for a couple weeks now. I heard it's great. I haven't heard it, but I've heard that it's great.
Mm.
Yeah, for all you Zeppelin fans out there. Your shows, when you're not at a jam and you're limited by time and whatnot, how long do they typically run?
An original set, usually you play for 45 to maybe 50 minutes, give or take.
Each set?
If it's an original show, there's usually 3 bands, and so we're up there for 45 to 50 minutes.
So you get to run through one set.
Right.
Just under an hour of
Right,
face melting, powerful
Right.
sound. Right on.
Yeah.
Name the names of the songs on the album if you don't mind.
There's Let You Go, Cigarette.
Starts with a C. The next one? Doesn't it?
I don't know in the order.
Oh, okay.
We ordered them differently from the way we play them, so
Okay.
naming them in
Yeah.
order would be kind of difficult. There's Dead in Love, Sacrifice,
Wait on the Night.
Shangri-La. We put Stay on the record? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Mhm.
We put Stay on the record.
Stay, Let You Go,
And
Cigarette.
Start to Bleed is also on the record.
Yeah.
And there's a couple more. What else is on there?
Yeah. It's hard to think off the top of your
Yeah,
head.
it is.
Yeah.
Treason?
Treason.
Treason.
Treason's.
The new guy. Hey, look at that. Yeah. He comes in.
We
all
actually
over
rely
the-
on Bill quite a bit to
We-
tell us
we
how
do.
the songs
Bill's-
go.
Do you?
Yeah.
Bill's a fantastic drummer. Really.
Oh
He's
yeah, he
really,
was knocking
really
it.
good.
He was killing it the other night, man.
Really
That room
good.
was rumbling in a good way.
He
It
just
was
keeps
awesome.
getting better for us too. I mean, he just keeps improving. And
It's probably his connection with you guys is getting deeper and better, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and that's allowing him to weave in and out of your music better.
That's what works. You know, you get that connection after a while, and you kind of know where the other guy's going and what they're thinking and what they're doing, so you kind of, play along with it.
Did you ever have this kind of good gelling before with a band?
Modern Ash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gelled in that band pretty good for a while.
We did.
Yeah.
But besides that,
This is pretty close to the best it's been.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's got some magic to it.
It does.
Right on.
Yeah.
So when you finally got accepted into the band, you were like, yes, right?
Yeah.
So a couple rehearsals later, you're like, oh man, this is it. This is it. This is what I wanted.
Yeah.
So then you play your first gig. You guys actually probably nailed it, I'm sure.
We did.
Hit it way out of the park.
We did.
And
He played on someone else's drum kit.
really,
The first gig.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't
wow.
even
Yeah.
his drum kit.
Yeah.
So it was like playing with one hand tied
How'd it
behind
go?
his back.
It was
tough
like
night?
playing on, just really. It wasn't a very good kit. I don't want to.
He didn't complain though. No excuses, no
Yeah,
complaints.
yeah,
He
yeah.
showed up. He banged on that kit,
Yeah.
and we rocked it.
That was good though. It all came out really well. I thought we still did really well. No holds barred. We played loud. We played mean. We played great.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Look at the camera. Write that one. And I want you one by one to give a special shout out to Lucy. Whatever comes to your mind.
Lucy, we love you.
We do. We love you, Lucy. Thank you for sticking with us.
Lucy, thanks for putting up with our shit. We really appreciate it.
It's nice when you have a person that's so good in every way, backing you so much with so much love and support.
It is.
And
Oh
connections
yeah.
and
Oh yeah. It's great.
the whole shebang. It's the whole package. I'm sure you guys feel blessed.
It makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
It feels great.
Yeah.
In the music business, being an original band, just having your friends and family on your side is really not enough. You need an advocate. You need someone that's been there and knows people in the business
Mhm.
and that believes in you.
And I can tell you she is, because the phone conversations we had before I agreed to come out and hear you guys, she was definitely a fan. Definitely told me all the great things about you. And when she said, you got wait till you hear this guitar player, he's phenomenal, you're not going to believe it. And she knows how I feel about guitars and guitar players. She knows for me there's only one. And I'm like, wow. So for her to say this, knowing who she's saying this to, I got to go hear this guy. So that's what got me out. And you guys were right there with him, note for note, step for step. And I was like, wow. And it was a wall of sound. It was a wave wall of sound that just never stopped. It was awesome. And your songs are different. And everything about you guys stood out. There's only 3 of you, and it sounded like there's 40 of you on the stage. I mean, it was amazing. And I'm like, wow, I don't know how she found them. How did I not hear about these guys? So I was like, this is awesome. So I'm very happy that you guys met, because I know there's a chance that you'll make it having Lucy in your corner. So that's good for me, because to hear you guys on stage again on other people's gear, and you were so great, is something special. Then to hear the album is great, something special. To hear that you did the album yourselves is mind-boggling. It's so good. So you got a great thing going. It's an it's a thing. It's a great thing that's going, and I can't wait till you guys are matching the fame with the talent and the sound. Because I'm gonna say, you know what? They were at our small studio, because we want a bigger one now, and we go back with them, see if we can get them back on the show. See if we can get them in, and I hope when we call you guys, like, hell yeah, when you want us to come down,
Absolutely.
it'd be cool. And is there anything in town you'd like to talk about? Any venues you want to perform at in town? Any TV stations you want to visit, or anything you want to do in town?
Oh, wow. At some point, we would love to go back to the Masquerade. Dave and I played the Masquerade
Oh, nice.
before.
Okay.
Bill's played there before.
Yep.
You can crank up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a great place to get back into eventually.
We had a show at the Star Bar.
Star Bar.
We'd like to get back to the Star Bar. Our first show was spur of the moment. we didn't have a lot of time to get people out there.
That's why you're on somebody else's kit. Small place,
Yeah.
there's no room to put a bunch of kits. Yeah, yeah. Nice, great room though.
I'd love to play the Tabernacle sometime. That would be great.
Nice. Maybe Good Morning Atlanta or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
You might as well start the day for them with
That's right.
all the
Oh, man.
sound. Yeah.
Good day Atlanta,
Wake
wake up.
everybody
Well,
up.
we woke up folks for the road race at 7 a.m. just a
That
couple
whole
weeks ago.
neighborhood must have been going nuts. What is this?
We did.
Yeah.
Attack on Led Zeppelin. Yeah, they're coming in from spaceships. That was
That's
really
right.
awesome. Oh, God. Did you guys, were you tempted to run in the race at all? No.
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 You just keep cheering on the.
I
the
do all my
runners with the
running
music.
behind the set.
Yeah, right on. Promise you'll come back soon?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Love to.
Yeah?
Love
It's
to.
been a pleasure
Yeah.
having you guys.
Great. Thank you.
You gonna play a special song for me on the 11th?
Absolutely.
Track 3 on the album.
Okay,
Okay,
you
great.
got it.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you soon from a venue maybe with Slambango in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to that Dirty South, baby. Peace.